Mr. Geti, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
This is a pre-election period in the United States. If you allow me to say, a very specific one. We already had an assassination attempt on Mr. President, previous President Trump, but we have another news last night from actual President Biden. He decided to exit the race and supported Vice President Kamala Harris. What can we expect?
Sure. So those two events were the biggest events that have happened in this election. And then what we're going to expect now is a replacement for Joe Biden in the election that's coming up in November. The election is only 105 days away, and the Democratic convention, which they choose who's going to represent the Democrats, which was Joe Biden, is only about 2 weeks away, 2 to 3 weeks away. So I expect it to be the Vice President, Kamala Harris. The question is going to be, will she get enough support? And then also, who will she have as her Vice President? So those are going to be two big questions over the next 3 weeks.
So you have mentioned the National Convention of the Democrats. It will happen in Chicago next month. How important is this event?
Oh, it's very important, not only to the economy, but also to the government in the state of Illinois and in Chicago. All the dignitaries will be there. I will be there myself. And it brings a lot of elected officials from across the country together. And obviously, everybody's watching from a world perspective at what happens at that convention.
On that convention, we will have the actual name of the presidential candidate of the Democrats. What do you think about the Vice President Kamala? Do you think that she will be a good choice for the Democrats? Because we have heard a lot of names this period.
I don't think she's a bad choice. I just think she hasn't proven herself enough. So she's been the vice president now for about 3.5 years, and she's not known for anything in particular that she's accomplished. So she still needs to get out in front of everybody and explain what she would do as the president.
Do you think that there is anyone better? We have heard the name of Michelle Obama. Is it possible to see Michelle Obama in this race?
I don't think it is, just the way it's structured. I think it has to be Kamala Harris unless she steps down and says she doesn't want it, which she's already said she does want it in the last 12 hours.
Okay. There was another event that was really important, the assassination attempt over Trump. How do you think that this will reflect on the campaign of Trump and the whole process of election?
Yeah. So that essentially made Donald Trump the front runner in the presidential election. Before that, he was down in some polls. He was tied, but now he's the clear front runner. Obviously, within 7 days of that happening, you have the president of the United States dropping out of his reelection campaign. So he's clearly the front runner now. He has all the momentum. He had a successful convention on the Republican side. So he is now the candidate to beat.
So in your opinion, what will be the difference or how important will be the decision of the American people on this election, and how the result will reflect on the global stage?
Yeah, so obviously every single presidential election in the United States is very important, has ramifications across the world. This one, we already know that it is going to be a new president as opposed to the one that's there now. So Joe Biden is no longer going to be the president after this election. That has been determined now. And then the big question is whether or not it'll go back to former President Trump or whether it'll go to somebody we don't even know who it is yet, whether it's Kamala Harris or somebody else.
And now I want to ask you something about the Macedonian community in the United States. We know that we have really big community in Chicago, but you're a mayor of Lyons. Is there any Macedonian community, and how do you cooperate with them?
Yes, absolutely. We have a large Macedonian community throughout the Chicagoland area, but in particular in Lyons. And so I have grown up interacting with Macedonian people. I know the Macedonian culture, and that's why I'm here today in Skopje to visit and to bring goodwill from the United States and learn more about the Macedonian people. But yeah, we have a large contingent in Chicago, and they're great people. They're hard workers, and they're very good people.
As I know, you will have some sort of cooperation with Macedonian communities here, some of the local municipalities in Macedonia. What are your plans?
So our plans are to develop a relationship with some of the municipal leaders, like the town of Kuchani, to meet with them, to open up dialogue, and build a friendship and a bond that we can establish and welcome them back to my community in the United States.
So Geti, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.